So this morning I want to bring some attention and some awareness to the heart space through our practice, and this is quite intentional. You know, when we are in these moments of isolation, some of us are with groups of people, children, partners, roommates, and so on. So, you know, groups of people. That can also be really challenging for the heart. We're not used to having this much, you know, time with those people that we're normally in partnership with or live with, and so on. There's always space and different, you know, ways of communicating with the world, the heart field being one of them. And so we're in those different areas day to day in our normal lives, you know, normal. Past lives is what I'd like to call it now, in our past lives. And so, you know, even that amount of whether you're alone in isolation or you're not can take a toll on that magnetic field of the heart. And really the heart qualities, the chakra qualities, right? So isolation can create an imbalance in that energetic sphere, as well as, like I mentioned, you know, too much of the same, especially, you know, if there's a different dynamic of relationship in energy, or, you know, some of us are doing the work every day and showing up on our mats and meditating, and then others in our family might not be. And so there's a different dynamic with our heart field and energy. So all that to say that this practice is really inspired by that, and just letting you kind of clear and move and open and expand and be able to show up for yourself, for those around you, for the world in a little bit of a greater way today. Even if it's just through this practice, that's amazing, right? We do the work that we can do. So let's start by laying down. I do want to remind you, if this is your first Sunday with us, it is kind of considered like a level 2 vinyasa. So if you're a little newer to yoga, feel free to, you know, pause, look at the screen if you need to for further instruction. And, you know, modify, always modify so that your body feels safe and healthy, because that's the only time you're going to get the most out of your practice. So we're going to start in Supta Baddha Konasana. So the feet together, knees falling open, and you lay down on your back. Okay, you can slide your heels in close or far from your hips. So just to gauge the intensity, you can put pillows underneath your knees if that feels good. You know, whatever works. I like to place one hand on my belly, the other hand on my heart. You can put both hands on your heart. You can just rest on your inner thighs, but try to touch yourself in a kind of soft, loving way somehow. It doesn't matter where the hands are on the body. And if you notice as you settle into that laying position that it's not working for your groin, your lower back, your knees, just bring the knees in together, take the feet wide apart in a constructive rest position so you feel more nurtured. And then close your eyes. Start to take long, deep breaths in and out through your nose. And internally, because the eyes are closed, even if you have to practice opening and closing, that's okay too, but internally, I want you to pull somebody into this space with you, someone who feels really safe, someone you want to feel connected to, or you feel connected to today, you wish you could practice with. It doesn't matter, just, you know, someone you love. And that energy of that person becomes part of the practice in a way that it supports you in continuing to practice, to breathe, to stay present. It's a recognition that the work we are doing on our mats every time we land there is for a greater purpose and a greater sense of connection overall. Right? So there's a greater benefit, even though we might not necessarily feel it physically, because of the circumstances. There's an energetic quality to it. There's a magnetic quality to it. And so ultimately, the sense or this energy of practicing for someone more than us makes it so it's not always about us. And that energy can really deplete the heart too, right? We get very stuck in our own fear, our own worries, our own doubts. And so once you have that person, that energy, even if you don't want it to be a person, it can be your animal, it can be anything that just kind of makes you feel connected right now. Just take a few long, deep breaths into and from your heart. And notice how already you've created this kind of expansive quality. So now you don't have to work at doing that in your practice. It's already there. So the practice becomes that of maintaining that loving quality, that expansive quality, that connected energy. Okay, so take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Draw the knees together. Place your feet on the ground. Knees and feet are going to be hip width apart. Press your low back into the mat. As you inhale, lift your hips up, sweep your arms back behind you, palms face the sky. As you exhale, lower your hips down softly to the ground, bring your hands down beside you. So as you breathe in, hips rise, arms swim over your head and back to the ground. And then exhale, everything lands back down on the mat. Okay, so 2 more times, breathing in, nice fluid movement through the body, really expanding those inhales, breathing out, softening, connecting to the ground again. One last time, inhaling open, keep your hips up this time, and then as you exhale, just lower the hands down to the earth beside you. Try to walk your shoulder blades closer together underneath you so you can feel your spine lift up off the ground, especially through your neck and your C7. You can make robot arms if you need to really push down. And then shift the weight over to your left foot. Draw your right knee in towards your body. Always optional, right? Both feet can stay down. 2 vinyasa here. You inhale to straighten your right leg to the ceiling, just to open the hamstring, and then exhale, bend your right knee. Okay, as you inhale, straighten right leg, and then exhale, bend right knee. Good. Place your right foot down on the ground, shift the weight to the right foot, draw left knee to chest, back into that body vinyasa. Inhale, straighten left leg, exhale, bend your knee. 1 more, breathe in, push into the ground, and then exhale, bend the knee, left foot comes down. See if your hips can lift just a touch higher, squeeze your glutes, inhale. And then release the shoulder blades, and from the top of your spine, curl and coil your way down. So if you imagine your spine like a string of pearls, really slowly just trying to place one at a time. So we work that articulation of the spine. Good, and then draw the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a big hug for showing up. If you're here in Halifax anyway, the weather is beautiful. So it takes effort sometimes to get on the mat when the sun is shining. And then option to roll to your side or rock and roll a couple times on your spine. It's up to you. We're going to come up into a nice comfortable seated position, legs crossed. You don't want a tight cross like this. You want more of a sukhasana, so heel to heel cross for this. Okay, because we're going to do a couple of different things that are going to join together and create a really fluid little vinyasa movement. So as you inhale, take your arms up over your head. As you exhale, bring your right hand to the ground and then little tip over towards your right. Maybe the elbow touches down. Now, if it does or it comes to a block, try to root that left knee, left hip down. So you push the weight over towards the left. Take a couple of deep breaths. And then soften through the arms. Inhale, push yourself up, reach your arms up. And then exhale to the other side. So left hand down, maybe left elbow, push to the right, right hip, right knee, stay rooted. And you can gaze where it feels good. So remember, we're not here to create more tension in the body. There might be created a challenge, but if you notice, you kind of start clenching your jaw or squeezing your eyebrows, right? You can't keep your face soft, the breath full. Back out a little bit. Compassion, self-compassion. Take a deep breath in, reach your arms up towards the ceiling, and now we're gonna twist over towards the right. So your left hand goes to your right knee, your right hand comes behind you. Try to feel this from your upper spine, so the thoracic spine, right? So the chest broadens, collarbones, maybe gaze back over that right shoulder. And then inhale, sweep the arms up, big twist. To the other side as you exhale. And knees stay rooted, breath stays full. See if you can keep that sense of connection, expansiveness, right? Energy flowing, even as you move through your practice. Now take your arms all the way up over your head, deep inhale. You're gonna go to the side again. So to the right, we're gonna dip down. So right hand or elbow to the ground. We're coming to the Vinyasa, right? So now you're gonna inhale, go all the way back up. You're gonna twist to your left as you exhale. Now we're adding on. So as you inhale, take your arms up. You're gonna bring just your left hand down to the ground, fingers point back. If you can, pick your hips up, stand on your knees and reach behind you. Nice opening through front line of body. Okay? Then your hips sit down so you're back into your cross-legged. Your left hand comes down or elbow to the ground and you float over towards the left, side bend. Inhale, come all the way up. And then exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, arms sweep up. And then left hand comes down. If you can, pick your hips up, push them forward, lift the heart, reach over your head, front opening, and then sit down. Right hand or elbow to the ground, side bend. Inhale up. Twist to the left. Inhale up. Right hand down, open front line, pick up hips. Hips come down, side bend to the left, right arm over your head. Inhale, this is your last time, rise up. Twist to the right, exhale. Inhale, reach. Left hand down, hips lift if you can, open, 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 little back bend. And then sit down. Inhale, both arms up over your head. Exhale, hands to heart center. Long, slow, deep breath. Notice what you're sitting with. So even if you can't do most of the poses, half the poses, a quarter of the poses to that full expression where you want to, or even at all, your energy and your intention that you bring is much more important. So let's use the moment here to cultivate an intention for our practice. And then softly bow your head towards your heart. Let your eyes blink open, and this gesture remind you that the practice of yoga is bigger than just your physical body. We're going to come into table pose on the hands and knees, so uncross the legs behind you, get there any way you need to. As you inhale, dip your belly down, lift your heart up. A few cat-cows as you exhale,
push into the ground. Feel the back of your heart expand. As you inhale, pull the shoulder blades together behind you, drop the shoulders down, and then exhale, push into the ground. Hands and knees, bow head to heart. One more time, breathe in. So the shoulder heads plug back, and then breathe out, really expansive through the back of your heart. Last time, inhale, open. And then we'll find downward facing dog as we exhale. Feel free to move around a little bit in your body if that feels good right now. Clear out those back line cobwebs in any way that might feel right for you this morning. And those of you that are kind of hyper flexible, if you don't have a mirror handy in your house, kind of sometimes nice to set it up and you can take a little peek every once in a while, but try not to sink into your shoulders and turn your down dog into a back bend, right? We're gonna build some strength as well, so you wanna feel that stability through your shoulder girdle and think more pelvis lifting, right? Low ribs stay tucked to the body, so it's not a back bend. Take a deep inhale, long exhale. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, soften the knees, tiptoe all the way up towards the top of the mat. Takes as many steps as you need to get there. Soften the knees as much as you need to feel good. And then lift halfway up, peel your heart forward, shoulders back, chin tucked. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky, root into your feet. Exhale, hands pull down in front of the heart for a moment. If it's stable for you to close your eyes here, I encourage you to do that. Try not to fidget or move or even look around. Steady the eyes. And come into nice namaskar inspired by one of my teachers, Shiva Ray. So as you inhale, she calls it hridaya. This is another name for the heart chakra or energy in the heart. We'll take our arms up over the head. As we exhale, pour the body forward and down over the legs, soften to the ground. This might be where you need your block handy as well. So as you inhale, lift halfway up, maybe you reach for it. And then as you exhale, you're gonna shift the weight over into your left foot, sweep your right leg up. Good, so we're coming into a little standing split. Doesn't have to be big, your left knee can be bent, that block can be under your hands. Right, we just want to feel again that opening, like we're flushing the energy from that earth into the heart. And then you bring a big bend to your left knee and take a giant step back so your right knee can come to the mat. So this might be where you want that block on the left side of your mat, okay? Lots of levels to use as well. So we'll bring our hands up onto the left thigh. So we're in a lunge. Try not to sink into your hips too much. Find that rooting, that rising. So the lower triangle, those first three chakras are working, right? This is like the bridge, our heart. So we're in that space of the bridge. First three are already strong and nurtured. So we're moving energy up. So root down so you can feel that lift through the heart. We're going to take the right arm out to the side. So this is purposeful. Right arm out to the side and up. As you exhale, left hand to the block, or if you can reach the ground. And then you're going to sweep your right hand in front of your heart and onto your hip as you take your left arm out to the side and up, breathing in. And then exhale, leave your right hand on your hip, give your body a little tip over to the right, and sweep the left hand in front of your heart and onto your left hip. Now your right arm is going to go forward and up as you root into your feet, lift your heart, maybe look up. And as you exhale, bring your right hand to the earth, left hand comes down, straighten the left leg as best as you can, so just lengthen it, and then fold to soften, Ardha Hanumanasana. So the back of your heart is open. And bend into the left knees to come forward, plant your hands. So keep your right knee on the ground, take your left leg straight back behind you, okay? So right knee down, left leg straight back. We're gonna roll open into a side plank. So you put your left foot down, turn your right foot behind you, sweep your left hand in front of your heart and open up towards the ceiling. And then reach your left arm over your head. So you stretch into your left baby toe. Push your left ribs to the ceiling, deep breath in. And as you exhale, table pose, hand and knee to the ground. Drop your belly, lift your heart, breathe in. Keep your hips over your knees. Bend your elbows, hover, lower, or chest and chin land. And then cobra, hips down, shoulder heads roll back. Back of the head and heart rise up. We breathe in. And exhale, release. Table pose, inhale. And downward dog, exhale. Good. So we're going to slide our feet together. Right leg is going to lift up towards the sky. Inhale. Maybe you bend your knee, open your hip a little bit. And exhale, bring your right foot forward between your hands, left knee to the ground. Perhaps the block gets pulled over if you're using it, or your book to your right side. Bring your hands up onto your right thigh to find stability. So navel ribs back. Spine is a little longer, and you use that centrifugal force of the earth to help you with your balance in these next movements. So here we start with our left arm, goes out to the side and up as you inhale. And then exhale, right hand to a block or the ground and tip. Sweep the hand at the end of the breath in front of your heart. Come up slowly, so left hand is on left hip, right arm goes out to the side and up, breathe in. And then soft little tip over towards the left. At the end of the exhale, hand sweeps in front of your heart and onto your hip. Left arm goes forward and up as you inhale, push down. And as you exhale, cartwheel left hand, right hand to the ground. Standing splits. You go on your right foot, left leg lifts, maybe keep a bend, grab your block, whatever you need, fold. And then left foot, knee to your right foot, lift halfway up, inhale. And then exhale, bow over the legs, empty your breath. Inhale, root to rise, arms reach to the sky, maybe a little back bend if you're feeling good. And exhale, hands to heart center, pause. Close the eyes if you can, long deep breaths. And then inhale, sweep your arms up as you open your eyes. Exhale, pour the body forward and down. We're going to do the exact same thing we just did. Inhale, open halfway. Find weight on your right foot. So same thing as before. Can you take your left leg back and up, standing splits. And then giant step back, left knee to the mat. So move your block if you need to, or leave it where it is on this side. Hands onto the thighs. Stabilize, take the left arm out to the side and up, breathe in. And then exhale, a little tip over to the right. Hand sweeps to heart, and clearing that energy, and then onto your hips so your right arm can go up. And then little tip to the left, and clear the heart. Left arm goes forward and up, maybe a deeper back bend. And then Ardha Hanumanasana, right? Our half splits. So standing on the left knee, fold, bow head to heart. Continue to feel, if nothing else, a really deep connection to your breath. Bend into the right knee. Remember, you're staying on your left knee. Plant your hands. Right leg shoots back from your hip. And then it lowers down as you turn the left foot behind you. Sweep the right hand in front of your heart up towards the ceiling. If it's possible for the shoulder, reach the arm over your head. Try to make a little rainbow through the right side of your body. And exhale, table pose. Inhale, open the heart, drop the belly, cow. Exhale, chest and chin, Ashtangasana. Find your cobra. Inhale. Think of it as an offering of the heart, so it doesn't matter how high. And then downward facing dog as you exhale. Couple long, deep breaths. And so we'll finish that off, taking your left leg up. Inhale, maybe bend your knee and open your hip. And then exhale, step your left foot forward softly between the hands. Right knee comes to the ground. Same thing as before, hands onto the thighs. All right, so it becomes more meditative as we move because we know what's coming. So you get grounded. And then right arm out to the side and up, breathe in. Exhale, left hand to a block of the ground tip. Sweep the hand in front of the heart. At the same time, you find your right hip. Left arm goes out to the side and up, breathe in. And then exhale, a little balance, right? So move slow, clear the energy in front of the heart. Hand on hip. Inhale, right arm goes up, maybe a lean back. And exhale to the mat. Standing splits on your left leg. Right, so you push off. Maybe there's room to fold, lift a little higher. And then right foot meets left foot. Inhale, peel the chest forward. Exhale, relax. Inhale, reaching all the way up. Exhale, hands meet at heart, eyes closed if you can. Soften the knees so you feel rooted. Notice the quality of your breath. Stay connected to your intention, so if you forgot, you let it go, pull it back in right now. And then opening the eyes, inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, pour the body down. So by moving a little slower, we tend to get a little stronger. So as we inhale, half lift, right, slowing it down also slows the heart rate down. Step back as you exhale. Take a nice deep breath in. And then using knees or toes, exhale all the way to the ground. Take your hands back by your hips, palms on the mat. And then lifting what you can. So head and chest might come up, maybe your hands reach up, maybe even your legs lift up. Totally up to you. It's not about height. It's about feeling the strength through the back line of your body right now. If you have your hands off the ground, think about trying to squeeze your baby fingers together behind you. Right, so you really feel your shoulder blades creating this shelf for your heart. And then exhale, release, and bring your hands by your ribs. Table or plank pose, inhale. And exhale, downward facing dog. Slide your feet together so the knuckles of your big toes touch. You're going to start with your left leg. So inhale, left leg is going to lift up to the sky. And then exhale, lower your left foot right back down beside your right foot, downward dog. Take your right leg up, breathe in. And then lower right foot right back down by left foot, downward dog. Take left leg up, breathe in. And now exhale, step left foot forward between your hands. Good. Turn your back heel down. Use your right arm to help you up, warrior two. So in this sequence of movements, we are going to go in a mandala, which is a circle. So at some point, you might not be able to see me, or you'll have to peek between your legs in downward dog, maybe to take a little look. Listen more for instructions and voice, right, if you can. So warrior two, take a deep breath in. We're going to keep it pretty simple too, so no stress. As you exhale, left forearm to left thigh, right arm to the ceiling above you. Pull the shoulder blades onto your back again and then draw your low ribs in. If there's room, slide your hand to that block or the ground inside of your right foot. Reach your left foot, reach your right arm over your head. So if you don't have your left foot forward, recommend that you get it there so you don't get confused with where we're going. Okay? So whether or not you have your forearm on your thigh, hand on a block or the ground, we're going to work at straightening out our left leg. So you'd be in triangle pose. And then from triangle pose, reach your right hand back towards your right hip. So right hand to right hip. Bend your right knee. So it's gonna feel weird. You're like, what? I don't mean your left knee, I mean your right knee. Okay, so left leg is straight, right knee is bent, reach your right arm back up. Okay, right arm stays up, left hand floats off the ground, left hand reaches for the back of your right knee. So now you can feel it, right? Because your right knee is bent, left hand, right knee. Okay, stay like that, straighten your right leg and try to lean over your left leg. See this really weird triangle where you're holding on to your right leg with your left hand. If it's available, reach your right arm over your head or maybe for your left big toe. Right, really deep side bend, so don't force it. Try to roll your right rib cage more to the ceiling. And then let go of your right knee, bring your left hand down inside of the foot so you're back in side angle pose or forearm to thigh. Remember, it doesn't matter if you could or couldn't do it, your intention, your breath. And then warrior two, breathe in. And we're just gonna simply shift. So left toes in, right toes out, warrior two, over your right leg. Same thing we did before. So breathe in, set up the feet, exhale, right forearm, right thigh, left arm to the sky. So we're just getting into our bodies. Hips are tucking under, right knee drawing back so we feel that opening through the pelvis as well, right? Using that lower triangle energy to crawl up to the heart so we feel stable, strong. Hand can come to block or the ground. Shoulder feels good. Maybe reach over your head for a couple breaths. And then wherever you found yourself, left arm reaches back up to the ceiling, and then you find your triangle, right? So you're gonna straighten out the leg. You might have to lift up higher onto your shin or the block now. Cool, whatever you need to do. So you're in triangle pose. Bend left knee. So right leg stays straight, bend left knee. If you couldn't reach it, walk your foot in a little closer. Yoga cheats, cool, you got it. Whatever you need to do. Right hand, left knee. Right hand, left knee, yeah. And then straighten left leg and right leg, lean back. If there's room, reach over your head. If there's more room, reach for your right big toe. Left ribs roll towards the ceiling. Smooth out the breath. And then back into side angle, right? So the right hand comes down. Open the ribs a little more. And then warrior two, crawl up, inhale. Good. As you exhale, cartwheel your hands down slowly. You're gonna be pointing to the back of your mat. So listen, plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, lower your body down nice and slow to the ground. Super simple, slide your hands back. You just did that before in locust. This time though, what you're gonna do is just bend your left knee. Bend your left knee. Lift up, head and shoulders, maybe hands. Good, left knee is bent, maybe right leg lifts. If you wanna reach back for your left foot, hold on to it with both your hands. Push your foot into your hands. And then exhale, release. Come to the mat, hands under shoulders. Table or plank pose, inhale, push yourself up. Exhale, downward dog. Good. Slide your feet together so the knuckles of your big toes touch. You got it. Take a couple of deep breaths. Take your right leg up to the sky. Breathe in, right leg. Downward facing dog, right foot beside left foot. Take your left leg to the sky. Breathe in. Step your left foot forward between your hands, breathing out. Bring your back foot in just a little bit so you can plant your heel down. Pull before you go anywhere. Pull your left hip back into the socket. So if you think of your pelvis like a steering wheel, right? You're kind of turning over to the left. So left hip will pull back, right hip squares off. Warrior one. So arms reach up towards the sky. Bring your hands to your heart. So come into what's called Bhakti Vinyasa. Try to pull the ribs and the navel back. Feel a little squeeze through that right glute. And then as you breathe in, take your arms out wide. Try to keep your shoulders, elbows in line with your shoulders, shoulder blades squeezing together. And as you exhale, pull your hands together, palms together, shoulders, elbows together. The elbows doesn't want to come out of my mouth this morning. As you inhale, pull. So think cat-cow, so your upper back. Exhale, push. So push the elbows away. Flare the space at the back of your heart. One more time, breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And now as you breathe out, elbows and hands touch. Lean forward. Hook your right elbow on your left thigh. Reach your left elbow to the sky. If you need to do this in a lunge or with your back knee down, perfect. Whatever works. Notice the quality of your breath. Notice the quality of energy that you bring to the pose, right? Is it compassionate? Is it loving? Is it kind? Is it forgiving? If you can keep your back heel down, push into the outer edge of your right foot. Nice deep twist, full breath. And then warrior one, arms reach up. Keep your arms up, straighten your left leg, switch to your right leg. So set up warrior one to the top of your mat, right knee bends. And so realign your feet, realign your pelvis, get that left glute firing, ribs drawn in so everything is in a back bend, right? It's not about opening our heart that way. Stability rises, energy rises. Okay. Take a deep breath in, hands to heart. Bhakti Vinyasa. Bhakti means devotion, right? So inhale and exhale. See if you can pull your belly back, ribs back even more. Inhale. Move from your upper back. Exhale. If you can't move at all or very much, again, you're moving energy around you, that magnetic field of the heart. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Right away, lean forward as your elbows, hands touch. Hook left elbow, right thigh, twist. And use the breath like a neutralizing force. When we're connected to the heart and the heart energy is clear and that chakra is really balanced, right? We have a very neutral mind, which is interesting. Right? That neutrality, nothing's good, bad, right or wrong. And then warrior one, inhale. Hands to the earth, frame the right foot, plank pose, exhaling fully, stay in plank, breathe in. Exhale from knees or toes lower. Slide your hands back, bend just your right knee, that's all that needs to happen. Lift head, lift heart, maybe hands, maybe you reach for your foot, left toes lift. Ardha Dhanurasana, half bow pose. And then let it go. Good. Inhale, table or plank. Exhale, downward dog. Long, deep breath in. And full, deep breath out. Inhale deeply. Exhale, knees to the earth softly. Sit back on your heels. If that doesn't work, sit on a block between your heels. Also really nice towel rolled up or face cloth at the backs of your knees in this pose. We call Virasana our hero. Okay, so you settle in. Bring one hand onto the heart. Place the other hand on top. Lift your heart towards your head. And this isn't, again, a back bend, so ribs are back, core is engaged. Heart lifts, it's an energetic pull. And then a very soft pull back of your chin towards your throat. And then your inner gaze, your eyes are closed, your inner gaze drops down towards the heart. So you're not dropping your head. So the asana is meant to move the energy, create a space of awakening, of awareness. So the pause, really important to see what we're working with, what we're working on, what needs our attention. Again, that neutral place, right? It's not good, bad. Why am I not already over this? Why is this coming up now? I thought I worked on that. Why isn't this healed yet, right? Like that's the narrative, that's the ego mind, not neutral. Neutral mind says, welcome. Welcome. And in yoga, the voice, the soul, the seat of the soul, that hridaya is at the back of your heart. So that's why sometimes it can feel like a little whisper. Like there's a lot of energy, muscle, and so on to work through, right? To project outward. And so if you want to sit and just listen, quiet, still, such powerful, potent work. You can just stay as you are. If you're interested in doing a little camel, you can come up to stand on your knees. Before you move your hands away from your heart or anything different, I want you to find that same aspect that you were just doing sitting down. So tailbone down, little squeeze in your glutes so you feel again that stability before anything rises. And then it comes up from the root, so there's this lifting, like someone's trying to pull you up energetically, right? And the hands stay on the heart, like you're trying to push them off so that the heart can be free, right? That energy can soar, it can lift, and it can expand. And then you keep that energy rising and maybe bring your hands from your heart to your lower back. And you squeeze your elbows together, totally optional, so lean back a little further. Some of you might tuck your toes. Be mindful that this isn't a lean back with my whole body. Right? So the energy stays rising, the intention is still there, and that's the most important piece. If your neck is healthy, spine is healthy, last thing to go is your head. Long, deep breaths. And if you have your hands on your feet, help yourself up slowly. Maybe the head first, use the core, pull yourself up. We're going to meet all together, sitting on our heels again, hands in prayer pose, eyes softly closed. Don't fidget, don't move. And see if you can just stay open to the openness. And then let's move our knees out nice and wide. Keep the feet together and touching. Wisdom pose or wide-legged child's pose. Crawl the arms forward. Belly is relaxed between the window of your thighs. You can rest your head on the ground, the back of your hands, whatever works. Keep your hips intending back towards your heels, but walk your upper body and your arms over to the right side of the mat as far as they'll go. So you feel that nice long C shape through the left side of your body again, and take some deep breaths. And let's move our body over towards the left side of the mat, so that C shape is lengthening, lateral side body on the right. And come back to center, reach the arms forward, take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. And Crawl up onto your hands and knees as you inhale. And take a downward dog to flush out the legs as you exhale. Feel free to pedal your feet. Nice way of naturally traction the spine too. Shake out the head if you need it. Let it be really heavy and try to anchor the tailbone up so you get that neutral lengthening through your spine. And then always up to you to walk, hop, or float through to a seated position. And we'll extend the legs straight out in front of us. Keep your left leg straight, bend the right knee, and put your foot inside of your left leg. Knee points up to the sky. Okay, so stay inside of the leg, knee points up. Left arm is gonna wrap, so you'll give yourself a big hug. Right hand is gonna go behind you to twist once again through the spine. Deep belly breath. So every time you inhale, try to push the belly towards right thigh. Every time you exhale, try to pull it back and up slightly. Then keep your right hand on the ground behind you. Reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. So left arm up, right hand behind you. Let your right knee fall open to the side. And then we come into that little flash dance moment. Right, push. And try to bubble the spine again through that left side. Left toes pointing down, standing on the right knee. You can pull it back under your body a bit more if you need as well. And then nice and slow, bring your hips down. We're gonna keep the body exactly how it is. Right knee on the ground. Just gonna sweep your arms over and do the same thing. So push up, but reach your left toes forward and down. And then hips come down, hands come forward. So we can take right hand, draw the knee up, extend the leg straight and switch. So foot comes to the inside, right? Our right arm wraps. And you kind of push the arm into the hand, hand into the arm, so you can feel an engagement through the root chakra, right? So it's like a pushing down, we're not just sinking into the spine. There's this hugging in, and we twist from there. Deep belly breaths. And then left hand stays down, right arm reaches up, left knee falls open. Good. Plant your left hand, sweep up. If there's room to lean back a little bit, just like if you were doing a little wild thing, push your hips up to the ceiling. And then to the other side, so hips come down first, right arm along the horizon, and the left arm reaches up, right toes reach down. And then nice and slow, hips to the ground. Extend both legs out in front of you to neutralize the spine. If you're working any issues in the spine, right, remember this works too. Moving the energy up and down with your breath, clearing that central channel pathway. If there's room to fold, maybe bend your knees, sit up on that block or book that you brought with you. Take a deep breath in as you reach your arms up. And then soften. Make it your forward fold. So the beauty of, virtual yoga space sometimes is that collective energy can be really powerful and get into the psyche if we're working with anything like not feeling good enough. We might overextend ourselves because there's people around us. We look around, we notice what's happening. And so this beautiful ability to come in and really be in our own body, in our own practice, no one watching, having to watch no one. Right? Developing a really strong sense of self. And that strong sense of self is key for the heart chakra, for the heart energy. Because when it's balanced, when we're in it, when we feel it and connected, right, that sense of me turns into a sense of we, right? So there's more cultivation and awareness, even if we can't see it. There's also this energetic quality to the world, right? The subtle quality. see, the heart's, the brain's magnetic field, but it's there, right? That's how we have MRIs. So there's this idea that we shift to we can connect in other ways than in person. Let's start to slowly bring ourselves back up. Option how you want to do it, knees bent or legs straight. Last posture, take your hands behind you. Soften the elbows so you can scoop the shoulder heads back again and elevate your heart. And so this can be exactly where you need to stay for a few breaths, kind of modified camel. You can bend the knees, put your feet down, or reverse plank or reverse table, lift the hips up. And if your legs are straight, think about rolling inner thighs, big toes together, and try to push the ground away. So the heart is the highest thing. And then exhale, hips come down. Cross the legs in front of you. If you can remember how you started, maybe the opposite leg now, right? We tend to have a habit in Sukhasana, so try to modify that. Bring your hands onto your thighs, but turn them up to the sky. Bring your baby finger to your thumb so the tips touch, and close your eyes. Bhumi Mudra. It's a mudra of connection, whether it be celestial connection, angelic connection, communication is the word I'm going for. Connection works too, but communication. So whether it be a kind of celestial, angelic, voice communication with the soul, Bhumi Mudra. Eyes are closed, sit up tall through the spine. And coming back to that sacred pause. And cultivating that deeper stillness and that quality of listening in the space between thoughts. One of the greatest energetic impacts on our immunity is grief, that opposite energetic quality of love, right? Love to loss. So anytime we bring some awareness, some attention, some compassion, some expansion to that heart space, we allow ourselves to work through any grief. And so recognize that sometimes the practice shows up in 12 hours or 24 hours or 2 hours. And that this practice is never about perfection, it's always about progress. And so if those qualities show up, or you feel extra loving or full of joy, right, then either way, neutral mind, no good or bad, right or wrong, it's meant to be here, be cleared, be honored. So we can stay in that balanced awareness, that balanced state. If you want to stay in meditation, feel free, or if you feel called to Shavasana, go ahead, lay on your back. And know that I'll always close the practice, so feel free to really drop into either and let yourself go. I'll pull you out when the time is right.
you've chosen to be, take a moment once again just to call that person or animal, maybe it's an experience, whatever energy you were working with at the start of practice, back into your heart, back into the sacred space with you. Notice if working with a power of we instead of me through your practice shifted its quality a little bit. And as always, if you have more time to rest or meditate, just ignore my instructions and stay. These are kind of two areas where more is better, meditation and rest. If you don't have any more time, you've carved out exactly an hour, bring yourself up to sit slowly with us, take your time. And once you're there, draw your hands into prayer pose. Maybe you offer a little prayer, maybe you make a wish, maybe you dedicate this practice now. And we bring the thumbs to our forehead, the third eye, and we acknowledge and honor the light and the love that exists within all of us that showed up today by bowing forward and together saying namaste.